Hello, friends. Here I am to do a little bit of debriefing, a little parent feedback, parent questions 101. Just want to be able to throw some things out to you. So here's the one of the latest, greatest parent questions we have presented. It says, hello, I have a daughter in the 7th grade with an IEP for a delay in math. In my opinion, I think her IEP should be filed under OHI because she has a diagnosis of TBI, epilepsy, and autism, which have caused difficulty with short-term memory, delayed processing speed, language processing disorder, and terrible attendance from her seizures not being able to be well controlled with meds. Remember, she's 7th grade and they have her on an IEP for math delay, so I'm guessing like a specific learning disability. She's located in Indiana. Her recent IEP includes giving up an extracurricular for learning strategies class. I thought this small class setting was so she could get extra one-on-one time to help her catch up on math and other missing assignments. It's not that at all. The school staff informed me that the class is not that, and it is also not an extra studying period. They offered to put her in math strategies class, which would help her catch up because she's on the 3rd grade math level, being in the 7th grade. Math assignments, but they just emailed me and said she was not approved to get into that class. What am I able to do? My kid is ready to drop out as a 7th grader because she is so defeated. Instead of trying to teach her, they reassured her that don't worry about being retained. Even if you fail, we have to pass you because you have an IEP. At this point, she can't even count back change. How is pushing her ahead and preparing her for real life? And how is this legal? Short answer, it's really not. Literally, I would love to, so I sat down to have a discovery call with this parent, and we just kind of walked through that she needs to put in writing that she requests a team meeting to discuss eligibility and services. She wants to do services also because they need to discuss the current IEP and get something in place right now and look at her current eligibility. It's unclear to me. We're going to move forward with this. I'm going to look at what other information they already have in place, and if the school has the OHI or the documentation of TBI, epilepsy, and autism, which surely they should. And really, instead of an OHI eligibility, she could be made dual eligible. It's hard sometimes in Indiana, but the autism eligibility would be the first one I'd look at because it's usually more all-encompassing, and it would cover some of the other issues with delayed processing speed, language processing, and things like that. But she probably should just be dual eligible under autism and OHI to make sure that all of the concerns are appropriately documented. So first step for the parents is to officially request a meeting at the soonest available date. It's important to include that information or they'll just push you off, and the reasonings for it. And she's just going to list it out, be a little more factual in the letter. I'm concerned about attendance. I'm concerned about processing speed. I'm concerned about these, A, B, C, D, and her schedule and how none of her needs seem to be addressed in her schedule. So she should have some scheduling preferences. So we're going to move down that road and hold a team meeting and see where it goes. My proposal will be to, number one, in the interim, get her into some specially designed instruction for math because she should not be on the 7th grade level math assignments if we're at a 3rd grade level. And look at that piece and some accommodations for her attendance, and also see if we can't get some nurse consult minutes in on the IEP as well, to help with the seizures and some of the other concerns. Secondarily, we'll be looking at reevaluation. I am hopeful that we already have the information needed, and maybe we just need some updated observations and maybe a rating scale or two. Obviously, for the autism piece, if they haven't already or recently done an ADOS or another autism rating scale, then we're going to request that they do that. So, bottom line, if the eligibility just isn't right, and it's reinforced by things in the IEP not being documented correctly and your student's day not being built around their actual struggles, it's time to call it, reach out to me, and let's do a discovery call, and let's reach out and schedule a meeting, because we need to get on the same page. We don't need to attack the school, but we need to get on the same page and collaborate better. All right, so bottom line, trust your gut. If you think the eligibility is wrong, ask the questions. You may be right. We'll talk soon.